Vexed and Endpoint still trying to fly that UK mantra, I guess.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to see. We got to embrace it.
It's what we're good at, Ben. It's what we're good at.
So consider I mentioned Mezzi's like usually star player. He also is very willing to do some of the dirty work.
He will, yeah.
So he's just smoked Z from outside A. That's just gonna be a fast B rush. But there's a 3-player B stack. They haven't checked coil.
Ooh.
Joey!
Oh, Joey! Crucial! That was critical that he got frags, Ben. Instead, they slipped right through his fingers like silly putty. They've got all over the site now. And like silly putty getting onto a carpet, it is going to be hard to get them out. Although, this is a rapid response into a winnable situation. Surreal. He's already had one into the round, but they are leaving the B site. They are sprinting back over towards A, going down through pop. As you mentioned, he was able to quickly scavenge that kit. And this is still winnable. It's a 1v2. They're going to have to cross towards the site. They do suspect that he could be coming out through connector. And they plant on the backside of the train. Link tiptoeing his way off as he heads towards hell. Surreal peeks out too far. He should be detected. Actually, Mezzi, he's playing inside of Pop. He's not running the risk of being caught out. They're going to allow him to get the smoke down. He's just going to jump straight on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that plant, there's such a small amount of actual area you can get towards in terms of like spacing yourself. Yeah. So you spam that closest line, Mezzi with the P250. You see the concern, though, on Surreal. When he actually did, come out of Z, he was very concerned that Mezzi might be much closer than expected. But you can't ever feel like that should have definitely gone Endpoint's way. Joey should be getting at least one there. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. I mean, so far today, the USPs haven't been great.
Yeah. USP stonks are down.
Yeah, USP stonks down, P2K and Glock up. And also Mighty Max stock up as he gets the opening call into Russ.
That is
actually,
a wide swing.
Russ on train was always an issue in the past. If you remember when he was on the Endpoint side, he actually couldn't get going on here. Even though traditionally you're thinking, an AWP's map, he can do well. He actually had issues peeking stop sign and also peeking T main the other way.
Well, it was especially on the T side. That was where we noticed that he'd sort of flounder in a lot of rounds where previously he was hitting some really sort of tasty shots. Hopefully, obviously it's been some time since then. We had 4 months since the last Prem. So you'd imagine his issues have been closed out. Oh, look at that. He's got my AK, Ben. Mezzi's gone for the nice little brand.
He has actually branded very well there. Thomas lets him walk past, gets the easy kill. But this round, falling apart very quickly, and that is the bomb down already. So not the way you want to start the T side. You get the pistol, you're thinking, okay, we got let off there. Crucial, didn't get the kills he needed to get. But instead, you lose a pick early, and then you walk out alley, not really clearing your angles. Bit worrisome.
Little bit.
They're actually going to have to buy in here as well. You can see the money, but so typically in CS, when you put players on below about 1.8 and your loss bonus is quite low, you buy in. And Thomas, look at that. That's CSS knife right there. Vintage. That's the vintage one.
You do love to see it.
Oh, it's a straight main. There's a lot of nades been bombarded in.
Not too much damage actually paid off from that, though. Great, yeah. But not ideal. Really feeling the heat there as he gets a bit cooked, sitting towards main. Robin just going to hold once again aggressively under Pop Dog and hope that Adam drops down and reveals himself a little bit too aggressively so we can get Mac 10'd up. Just avoiding all of these bullets so far.
Yeah. I feel like Robin's going to be very hard to deal with in ladder. Like based on what we saw last round, he was toying with them so well in terms of where they threw the utility. They double naded him. He took, I think it was 20 damage, nothing. Same situation here. He's only taken 7 from that one nade. And this smoke actually lands on the upper part as well, and he can see them if they try and peek it. Max is being an absolute weapon with that scout.
He's been having a field day. Although finally takes a little bit of damage back as the aggression comes over towards Ivy.
That looks like a Tony Hawk skateboard.
To really flaunt their wealth today.
Yeah.
Like Herald in Minecraft.
So I suppose Robin overstepped it a bit. Oh no, based on the model, I guess it might have been a fortunate drop down.
Max is still just popping off with a scout as well, and he could actually get a little bit more bang for his buck potentially now as it's down to Russ and Link. Ooh. It was lined up, but unfortunately not going to be able to get that one Link. Oh, the timing! Joey! He turns around, sees him, but just meets his own device with open eyes as Link. He's been able to pick up 3 frags in rapid succession. It's all onto a 1v1 now versus Thomas. Thomas has the AK, but he doesn't have a head to use it with as Link. He's just taken down 4 men in a matter of seconds. That is a huge round for Vex.
The fact he was able to get out, Max should have been relaying information. He can go towards Melvin, hell, whatever you want to call it. He can get there. But clearly, Joey checks it a second too late, right? Very unfortunate. So
Man,
Link, 4 kills in the round.
That's disgusting.
Ugh. And they're actually going straight outside. This is a very quick push. They've taken a lot of damage from grenades, but still healthy. Will Max get more kills with the scout, though? They actually just smoke ladder off instead. There's 2 players in there. Surely don't expect a second. Thomas gets 2 after pushing out. Make it 3rd! How? Link needs to get another 4-man to win the round.
Well, we've been in this position before, but is it possible to do it once again and repeat history? M4 in hand still, carried over from the success he found over in round 3. He's still got 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock, and the bomb is down in a bit of an awkward position. Not going to happen, though, as it's Thomas with a 4K this time around, jumps up on top of the bomb train and slaughters the man.
So I think it's safe to say that like Thomas, Link, and Max probably have about 600 ADR between them, probably. Something like that. I'd say it's an easy count, right? Thomas on 10 kills after 4 rounds, Link's on 8, Max is 5. So... very confusing call, though. I understand trying to take advantage of the fact that they probably don't have utilities to deal with it. But I guess the main thing was you had 2 players go down ladder, and Crucial played I'll be the bait. You go out after me and get the kills. Does Max get another scout kill? Ooh, it's going to be USB instead. Oh no. Max. Well, maybe the pressure was on him a bit for the scout that time.
Yeah, you know, you can't do it when he's under too much pressure. You don't want to show it off.
Yeah.
4 versus 3, making their move over towards the B-bomb site. Mezzi's the only one with an AK, but he definitely packs a punch in rounds when he needs to. Quite a cheeky little angle from Surreal here to watch the run out. That could be beneficial, but it is only a Mach 10 in hand, so it's going to be quite an awkward spam. However, the big impact factor is definitely going to be that man on your screen with the AWP. Joey, he's not had the most success into the game so far. It's been some awkward rounds that he's missed out on, but normally with an AWP, he is a lunatic. Puts himself up on a pedestal, but can't find the frag. They bounce across towards the site, but the first man goes down. And it's all up to Mezzi with the AK. Not a chance as this one gets messy. And Endpoint clutch it out with 3 players remaining.
Yeah, 3 players up, and that's probably the end of the force buy era in this early first half.
Yeah.
That'll be the point where I imagine Russ might get a deagle. I suppose it depends if he wants to get an AWP in there. But otherwise, it should be a pretty much free round. I imagine it might be an alley rush. They did get the kill onto Max before, but it looks like they're just making a lot of noise. And that's a backstab. Joey's been wilding out in this first half.
Joey's been absolutely outrageous tonight. He's been living it. Flashes Max out there.
Very high from the best of 5 they played earlier.
So they've actually tried to just set up for this aggression from Max.
Oh, no.
Ooh, he gets dinked as well. You just got to swing on it to find a frag. How has he been able to kill Mezzi?
He's actually advancing further.
What on earth, Benjamin?
How's he still alive?
This is ridiculous. How is Max killing them?
I don't really understand. I thought after the backstab, the dink, it would be over, but you can't stop the Max train.
You can't. It's pulled into the station. Link again, just spamming, trying to keep Robin on his toes. He's been very effective at being able to be a massive thorn in their side over towards Pop Dog. Max gets out as well after dropping the smoke, and they're still so paranoid. In the meantime, they pushed over towards main, and Thomas gets another frag as he'll be taking Adam's head and mounting it above his mantelpiece. Wants one more to add to the collection as Cray goes down, and there's a little spray from Thomas with a victory shakes.
Yeah, so Max and Thomas combined for 21 kills so far. And let's see, what's the rest of the server on? 16, 18, 21, 22. So Max and Thomas, 21. Rest of the server, 22. That's quite an interesting one to highlight right there. Considering that's a very rare thing in itself, right? The rest of the server having basically the same as you.
Yeah, after the course of 6 rounds.
Yeah. Let's see, Joey's going for that upper pick. It is being held by Russ, but Joey's not actually peeking the upper until now. A bit too late. A dry peak nonetheless as well.
Ooh. Russ. He got the tag off onto Surreal, knocking him down to 42 HP, although the timings worked out perfectly. Just as they disperse and leave a gap, he's been able to get himself up onto the wall. He can actually push through the smoke here. But Russ turns back round the corner. Gets the shot off, takes him down as they do trade blows 1 for 1. It is still an advantage towards Vex, though, Ben.
The scary bit is, though, even if you're Vex in this scenario, Robin killed somebody in team main. He's now in ladder. All 3 players are here, basically. But unfortunately, not able to really cover each other, right? Max gets shot from upper, Thomas shoots towards upper, gets shot from lower. Robin at this stage, exit frags are huge, because they do have money to buy. Oh.
Robin nearly caught with his pants around his ankles as he went for the reload on that AK. Does get the mag clicked back in as he's ready to try and force some more T's to hit the DECK. Starts walking his way down the ramp. Link is honed in, ready for the push as he goes for a bit of a spam to reveal his position. Robin, baited in by it, drops down, but only gets the 1 frag onto Adam. There was potential, but it was shut down, luckily enough, by Link.
I'm very confused why Link actually swung on the spray. Mezzy had the run out. That could have been very concerning. He gets the kill onto him. You give it a 1v1. You give him a chance. But nevertheless, a very costly round, though, it ended up being for Vex. It was a 1v4, down to a 1v2. The AWPs are both still in play, though. Russ has 1, Crucial's the other. So let's see how that goes. AWP on the T side going towards Ali. Oh my, Mezzy. I mean, that's... Oh, what? Cray? Both of them have gone through a bit of fire there. Slightly confused. Not sure why that has just happened. So 2-man advantage for Endpoint, very early in the round. And they're just forcing it towards B. Surreal hears it. Easy cleanup for him.
Yeah, very nice. 2 quite impactful frags found by Surreal, and it is all on Russ. He had a nice amount of impact down into the prior round, but you can't do the same again here when he's trapped in an unfavourable angle. He will fall short, and the scoreline now goes 5-3 as we get into the 9th round of the first half.
Yeah, it's been a very strong start so far for some of the players, of course.
Thomas has been having a field day with it, 16-3. Max, I think, nearly over half of his frags have all been found with the scout.
Yep, very easily so far.
Ooh, all right, this is the change-up. Last time we saw the Ivy push coming through from Mighty Max. This time it's Thomas looking for some more economical damage, as he'll only get 1 before he falls to Cray. Luckily, Max is there, so if we do see over-aggression, it should be a rapid trade coming through, and hopefully just the loss of 1 weapon.
Yeah, just the 1 weapon. Max should have that covered as well. Surreal playing pretty much retake to some degree. So hopefully... Oh, actually, that's Max giving up the weapon after that as well. And Surreal... Oh, he just dinked! That's really unfortunate. So they're going to allow them to get the plant, because I imagine the loss bonus up to, 2,900 at this point? So the buy was going to be coming in no matter what. AWPs were pretty much likely, depending on what Russ was going to keep himself.
Beautiful headshot from Joey, though.
Yeah. So does Quay actually go for the backstab attempt, or does he just save the M4?
Robin's ready for it.
Backstab's unlikely, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, you could just play for the exit frags. Oh, God, the timing barely saves him. As luckily, that will just be a stalemate, and they'll let each other live. Could have been awkward. In terms of the cash, it wouldn't matter too much if he did go down. He could have still got the buy back out anyway, but at least this time he's now got 4.1 to clutch on into the next round.
Yeah.
It's Crucial versus Russ again on the AWPs as well.
Yeah. I'm wanting to see more from the back sides in this. Yeah, it's a bit... There's been a lot of hasty decisions. And a lot of, all-in plays is the other thing, right? Because realistically, if they're going all-in like this early on, it's like kind of concerning across the board.
Well, Max is able to open it up with a very nice frag onto Russ. Good adjustment there from Surreal as well, as we're just down to 3 Ts remaining. But they quickly make fast work of Crucial and Robbing. And Link He is just blowing them out of the water, Ben. Somehow this has been flipped on its head in a matter of seconds, and now comes down to just a 1 versus 3 with a Source Superstar with a knife there for Thomas. Tiptoes his way through. No, not meant to be. Link was primed and ready as he'll pop his block clean off.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting how the round starts off strong for Endpoint again. But look at that money, actually. There must be a gun on the floor for Thomas at this point. No, there isn't. So he's actually on an MP9. He's got 17 kills so far. And he's actually the one pushed onto that. So that's a bit interesting. Although, it's not something we've unheard or we haven't seen before with Thomas. Like, he is proficient with the actual SMGs as well.
Oh, dude, the amount of frags he's found with an MP9 over his time, I don't think he's going to be too bothered. But definitely going to leave him in a worse for wear position. As he's back over towards main this time around. There is some smokes coming out towards the A site. Good use of the Molotov as well to force Robin back, as he's been so annoying against them in pop. Link pushes out, gets a huge tag off on towards Thomas, and is storming towards the site. Robin nearly keen killed as well towards Thomas with a spray, as he was trying to take them down. Robin went for the backstab. This is all crumbling to pieces in a matter of seconds, as they have been mopped up like a spilt drink, and it is just left on Surreal. A 1 versus 3. He's got a minute on the clock. Only utility he has is a single Molotov, and Link is waiting for the push, watching the back of Bomb Train. There's the follow-up smoke going out, and the HE going to tickle him to knock him down to 71.
So the attempted spam under the train, not really going to come through, is it? There should be a save call. There's no kit. Yeah, it's just going to be a case of saving the weapon, actually moving on to the next round. So, I mean, I'm surprised that, like, Link goes out A main, he damages, I believe it was Thomas, that actual sandwich, right? Puts him to like 5 HP. Thomas still manages to go through the smoke and get a kill. Robin nearly team kills him. Very hectic, like, across the board. It seems high octane CS currently being played, so it's very back and forth.
A lot of pressure on everyone.
Surreal did hear Adam moving up towards Supper.
Should win it if he does actually push out. Ooh. Wow. I mean, he's lucky. He's been saved by the bell.
Yeah, that was very awkward.
Goodness. 1 bullet is all it would have taken, but couldn't connect it.
Yeah, so obviously I mentioned the money was kind of dodgy towards that previous round. There's only 2 HEs being brought in. Surreal with the, to some degree, a hero M4, although it won't be used in that same way that you would on a T side. Adam, the SG.
The classic.
Just nice and easy, really, isn't it?
As Max just sprints straight towards him, offering himself up as sacrifice. Mezzi's being able to get to control towards Ivy. This is the entire team ready as well to just burst off the back of this and then backstab out towards the site. Surreal is the only one with the M4, and they're going to try and find him as they sprint out. See if he can do too much. Azil, at least get 1 entry frag. That's the bomb drop down. Does stale the push for a little bit and try and buy time for his teammates to rotate, although they won't be able to do much. They've only got USPs, Ben. He peeks straight into it. That's the headshot. They can recover the bomb as well. Rust is ready for the push from Robin. Sees his foot and takes the fight. Oh, Craig dinks to the back of the head, but they're all just crumbling to pieces. So Vex, they're going to tie it here 6-6 apiece.
Yeah. It was scary for a second, but Surreal unfortunately only gets the dink, not the frag. If he gets the frag, I think the round changes completely. So Endpoint do actually decide to buy here. So I guess the main thing is we're not seeing an AWP on Joey here. He's not had a great game. It seems like that pistol round might have affected the way he was playing into this. 4 and 9, not really what you expect from him. Having played with him for quite a long time as well, I know that on train, he was a very proficient player on this map. He likes to go for these angles. It's an AWP's paradise. I seem to remember a game against Preparation, which was Cadian's team. It was Danish lineup. And Cadian, this was when Joey had a week where he probably had about 400 kills in officials that week.
Oh, wasn't that the one against Game Agents as well?
He
where
had that
dropped
Game
like
Agent series.
60 frags. Yeah,
in 2 maps. But he had like 30-something kills. This was in SIVO main against Preparation, because we played them 3 times in the space of 4 days. And after beating them the 3rd time, Cadine was just typing in chat saying to Joey, just like, yeah, all right. just like, who are you? Like, yeah, all right. Like,
yeah.
How are you doing this? And we were just sat there like, Joey, you know?
Joey, what are you doing, man?
Like, that's just it.
Well, here comes the burst out once again towards the A side. This has been a bit of a classic go-to for Vex now, and they found a fair bit of success. This round is going to be no different, as everyone is crumbling, and it only comes down to Crucial. The backstab is incredible. This could work out so well, and it's also his signature gun right in front of him on a platter. If he can nail Russ in the head, the weapon drops down, grabs the AWP, and looks to try and find the next frag as he pushes out towards the site. There's the ID player as Adam hits the DECK. Link will fall as well, and it's all onto a 1v1. It could very easily be an endpoint round if Crucial can land this final shot, but as he peeks up, Mezzi will see his head and knock his block off, leaving him lifeless on the ground, but he couldn't recover the weapon in time for Russ.
You couldn't ever feel like if Mezzi had shown himself when Joey was still on the floor, that it was his round, right? It was one of those. We'd been teeing him up that whole round talking about him, and he finally actually delivers, but unfortunately, not at a time where you need him to. So we do have a pause that's come through here. So obviously, the Endpoint just lost that round. They don't have a buy coming in. They'll be buying on the last round and a half. But perhaps talking what they can do with the current, things that they have bought. There is just a HE, there's 2 flashes, there's smoke. It's not too crazy. So I can't imagine there's going to be too much you can actually talk about. Maybe slow the momentum down as well. This is all assuming it is an Endpoint pause, of course. It could be very well Vexed on the other side, giving him too many peaks, for example.
I think it was a Vex timeout. Yeah, it was a Vex pause that came through.
Yeah, so but a lot more of a slow their own momentum down, like chill out.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, it's a very composed pause.
That's quite a close to comfort round as well. So that one will definitely, that will rile you up a little bit. So take your time with it, slow it down. Right now, they're on trajectory to actually be able to win this half in a nice fashion as well.
Robin's distracting.
So focused on Robin, he doesn't realize there is an entire squad coming towards him as the boys were on the way there. Surreal lands the 1D. Luckily, they've got a wild Link that is popping off with 2 crispy headshots. Max gets ignited, Ben, and forced to fall back. His teammates are all dying around him, and they're just left into a 2 versus 3. They've been able to bring it back from worse positions, but the likelihood of this one, where they're so out-armed, is minimal. Max, unfortunately, couldn't get the kill onto Link either, but Crucial, trying to repeat history. He wanted to do it once again with a backstab onto Russ, but Mezzi denies it this time, and Vex get themselves an 8th round. So close to finish a 9-6. Now, we did touch on the fact that Thomas, I think, 17 frags in 10 rounds? He
was 17 and 5.
And now you've got Link 21-7 near the end of the half.
Yeah, I was trying to think back. There was the I-Series where there was 2 European qualifier slots, right?
Yeah.
So this is the one I was doing with Jake, and you guys did the Sydney qualifier. Was it New York qualifiers?
We did the New York,
New York
stream, I think, or the qualifiers, yeah.
Yeah, because it was that I-Series, right? So it was the summer one. So you guys qualified because New York was like a month later.
Yeah.
But there was that Russian team, wasn't there? Was it Unique? Or somebody like that. And then there was a team with Link. And they played them in a best of 3, right? And there was a whole thing about that, right? But that best of 3 got repeated anyway. But in that train game, I remember Link dropping a good 35 kills, if I remember correctly. On the T side specifically, he was popping off, just running out yard, he was headshotting everybody. This seems to be a bit of a repeat. Oh, how did Craig get that?
That's mental. What a frag. No, yeah, like, the thing is, Link's always been so proficient with a rifle. You put an AK in this man's hands, he would just absolutely wreck face. He's done it for quite a few years on the trot now, so... Obviously, finding himself in a nice, well-rounded home as well within the Vets roster, it's good to see that he's still maintaining that high ADR as well.
Yeah, Thomas still actually matching him there for the ADR too. Despite having a few rounds that have just calmed down a bit. I think he's been doing damage, but they haven't been getting the kills a lot of the time. So they're doing the boost, or they were doing the boost towards Z, but it looks like it's just going to be an execute instead. Surreal still has his Molotov, and he's already electing to play further back. It's 4v4. So here come the grenades. He's banking that they probably don't come off upper here. This is a really unorthodox angle to hold. I really like it.
This could be so cheeky. Especially when they push out on the cross towards the site. He could have so much effect into the round. And Molotov is going to go out. If he jumps up, though, he reveals himself. Adam knows where he is. Mezzi is burning. Does he get it down? He did. Just in the nick of time before he gets sent off to the graveyard. The bomb went down, and it all falls onto Adam. He's going to peek. Ends the life of Robin. Goes for the wide swing. So much damage done. As Surreal, barely alive, as he is staggered, broken, and bloodied. Adam only has a single flashbang and an AK to make the play with. The defuse is coming out. He tries to charge in. Thomas is ready and will kill him with the Krieg. They split the half 8-7. So
the faith is still in him, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's only a half. So tale of two halves in a game. It goes both ways,
right? It does go both ways. There is an element to you're playing sick, you get it instead. But it dampens the morale of that lower player in that theory.
You could definitely try and get him back in the game. Now, this setup here with Russ supporting Cray could work out quite nicely. Cray has all of the utility that he could hope for. Mezzi did go for the kit and smoke buy, which is a bit of a trend for this Vex roster. He doesn't mind doing the dirty work, as we said. Russ, big headshot. You killed Crucial. That's the P250 lost. Meaning Max is going to be more susceptible. Bullets whizzing by their heads as well as they burst out towards the site. Luckily enough, Thomas is able to find one, but Link, he is still not slowing down. Oh, come on now. This is disgusting. He needs to calm it.
Yeah, 2 huge kills there. Like, he was pretty much on his own there. After Adam dropped in Z. So Mezzi's got the kit as well. Robin, that should be a sound cue. They're slumming it down so much because they know they have a kit.
Surreal. Just pushed into, overwhelmed by the sheer force of Vex into that round, and that is now going to be a 9-7 scoreline. A big pistol going their way, which could actually set them really up massively for success now.
Yeah, so we did see in the first half, though, even though the pistol was won, there was an eco won by the other team. However, that was the CT side losing pistol and then ecoing the C side. It's much harder to do that on this side, but also with Endpoint getting the plant, they don't need to actually go for that force into it. They can buy next. Which is why we see some Deagles here and there, P250s. Not too much invested. Hoping to just get some damage this time.
Adam, MP9 in hand, hoping they're going to swarm straight into him and you can get a couple of lovely little frags to build a bit of bank going forward. Instead, Russ will be able to find the first as he just spams into them with the AUG. Mezzi about to be tested over by Ivy as he got his shears to cut through this one. First frag is easy. The second was a tasty little follow-up onto Mighty Max's noggin. And Robin is the only one that puts up a fight. He's going to need to do a whole lot more, though, as he's the last remaining member. And he is dead, Ben.
Yeah, 1 casualty, not the worst thing, I guess. It was a FAMAS, so that's kind of annoying, I suppose. But regardless, Vex to be happy there wasn't anything more. So as I said, Endpoint will be able to get the buy, and Robin gets the SG out. Otherwise, it's 4 AKs. This looks like a very set thing, though. Max is going to be first out. He's going towards Olaf. He hasn't Molotov the back or anything, so he's keeping gun out. So maybe more of a map control situation here. Using these early grenades. Very scary place to be, though. People do like to spam this area. So standing in the smoke, we've seen this a lot with Counter-Strike recently. You see the fade, and he nearly gets both, but he didn't get any of them. Instead, Mezzi gets both.
What on earth? Ben, we're into a 3-on-3. Still a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock.
Oh.
Adam, he spotted out ahead, but it's only the MP9. It's not going to be too precise, but he gets the blast them off as he charges over the bomb train, tries to trade it out towards the Deagle as well to put down Thomas, but it couldn't be done. It's a 2-on-2 now. Mezzi is low as well, 16 HP, as he is going to be hoping to stay alive towards Ivy. Luckily, Cray makes the play and ends the livelihood of Thomas. It's all on Robin to clutch it out. 50 seconds left as he makes his move back through connector. He's going for the B-bomb site, and they've left a massive gap in their defense. They have put down the welcome mat and invited him in.
I think the big thing here is Robin should know very well Like, Thomas will have screamed, like, he's tagged. They know Mezzy's tagged. You pair up in that situation as a CT, right? You try and make sure you can trade for each other. So Robin might get an opportunity here to actually get the split. So right-hand peak. How has he not died? Oh, wow.
Luckily he finds that frag, but it's still going to be tedious for him to pick this one up. He's running away and he's leaving himself so exposed. It just depends on a push.
He sees him. That's enough. I'm surprised Cray didn't see him, or did he? He did. But Robin, he actually gets that shot off. I'm very surprised he landed that, but nevertheless, he's played that pretty much to perfection. Like, you could see Mezzy try to force that trade, or not even the trade really. He knew, okay, he's seen my teammate there. We'll see if we can both peek him at the same time. But the damage that was already done kind of proved to be the main detriment there.
Yeah,
so Vexed actually saved that as well.
Well, 10-8. Vexed now with just a collection of pistols that they could find down the back of the sofa. Mezzy, this worked out very well for Mighty Max. Will it do the same for big old Mezzy? As he tries to hit him with a Pubmaster play, pushes out, but is immediately forces back over towards A2. Crucial, taking the fight with Robin. Oh, Adam. The meerkat push up the pop dog, but the timing doesn't work out well, as Thomas will find him.
Yeah, an argument can be made. Yeah, to some degree, that has gone awfully. It was Adam that was actually terrorizing Robin in ladder last half, so Adam going back to ladder himself is quite amusing. Just to see, he has his default, the same place CT anti. If Russ is able to catch Max off here, this could be a huge issue.
Oh. What is he going to do? I mean, he's right behind him. Max literally just stepping his way around. He's playing this so perfectly as well with the timing. The trigger discipline of this man is through the roof. Although he gets spotted out by Surreal. And he bit off way more than he could chew at that point. As he'll go down when it is just left on Mezzy. Krieg in hand, spams wildly. But yeah, sent flying as he hits the DECK. Thomas upgrades to a free Krieg as well.
Yeah, like you can appreciate the trigger discipline, right? But at the same time, if it's the bomber in A main, and you heard him flash them out ladder, take your chance, I guess, right? Yeah, if it's the bomber, you kill him, you could actually get the MAC-10 and maybe run back a bit. Your team will already be rotated. But a small thing, but we'll see if it could have made a big difference though in this half. One of the big things of that first half was teams were not getting too many rounds successively, right? It was quite a few 3 rounds in a row, 2 rounds in a row for the other team, back and forth.
Just keeping the economy in check in pretty dastardly ways. Russ! Oh, he had to hit that shot. Robin, rapid response unit, Ben. The flick with the Krieg was absolutely wizard. And Cray, he's being quite cheeky up here, going large and in charge from the elevated angle. Surreal looked like he didn't even realise what had occurred. Eventually flicked to take him down, and they do have a massive advantage into this round still. It's a 3-on-2.
It's going to be a save.
Yeah, it is the save.
I think the funny bit about it is, I can imagine just being in the TeamSpeak there. Thomas gets killed from on top of bomber site, and he's trying to get the words out, I think, is what's happened there. And he's like, on top of the bomb site? And then he drops Vex, and Surreal's like, huh? Just looks to his left, like, oh, there it is. But that's actually the score tied up now. 10-10. Mezzy does recover the orb, and they have an SG on Link. So I'm trying to think if they shouldn't buy into this one, but you'd be very tempted. You get, what, 2,900 are they at this point? Or it's 24, actually, 24. You'd be awfully tempted. Like, the SG on its own is so powerful. And obviously an AWP as well. Link could drop a FAMAS, Mezzy could drop a FAMAS, or, yeah. But instead it's going to be pistols. I guess the argument could be made the other way as well, right? Those guns are so powerful they might win the round on their own. We'll see if that's the case, though.
Flash into clear Ivy quite aggressively. See, they've gone for the really heavy stack on A side. Just a 1B player on Cray who's playing up close to the ramp. Everyone else from Endpoint is trying to sell the idea of this being aggro push towards Ivy, when in reality they've just smoked it and started to back off. Further Molotov going in as well to really put the paranoia in the head of the CTs. I think they might actually walk into this, Ben. They could be going for the straight A play. The smokes are going across. There's the flashes for the take. This is going to be rough. Ooh, Thomas didn't even realize how close Link was. He gets one with a P250. Cray comes out swinging as well. And they are picking them to pieces. Oh, how have they won that round? And so cleanly.
I'd like to call that a bit of smokes and mirrors, I believe, is the phrase that's used. Where there was a lot of people peeking in and out behind trains. And Link was able to just do whatever he wanted, right? He had the SG, he was at stop sign, he was originally in heaven. He gets 3 kills, makes use of the gun to its best ability. Mezzi cleans up with a final kill as well. It was just, a lot of diversions being used right there. So this boost, seeing this one a few times from the Endpoint guys. Joey's very quick at actually getting this kill, and a legged shot onto Link. A very important person to potentially get the frag on there as well, considering how well he's playing. He's got 29 kills already.
Smoke goes down over towards Pub Dog. And Thomas makes his move back up to join the rest of the T train that is coming into the station over at B. Adam is lying in wait. M4 cocked and ready. And it looks like he'll have his first opponent soon.
They're boosting actually to have a look towards Z, but they'll find nobody. Cray is actually all the way at backtracks. They've got the one flashbang is the issue. And it actually misses completely. Adam, unfortunately, doesn't even get the kill. He kind of needed to get that. Cray will try and delay the plant. But this is actually just going to be a full retake. No grenades on Endpoint now. I would actually save.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
It's a horrendous one to be in. It's going to be really, really awkward for him to actually be able to muster this one up. Cray, though, with the Krieg in hand, still at least able to pack a bit of a punch to take down Thomas relatively easily. Mighty Max going to take the nade straight to the head, as that will blow a bit of his HP out. Crucial's been hit. Cray, he's still trying to make it work all on his lonesome. He's the only one that's done anything for the side. Yeah, he gets 3 frags, but that's it. The round's over, and it still goes the way of Endpoint.
When Robin wide swung off the site, he actually did kill the player at backtracks. He actually got the offer. I thought Cray had, stopped that from potentially happening. Oh, I was going to say Vexed, the money was so awkward. They needed to actually buy in. 3 players had money. The other 2 were like on 2.4, 2.1. This round is massive. Tied up at 11-11. Vexed have just gone all in with their buy. If Endpoint win it, you're probably looking at 13-11. Pushing that 14-11, but Cray, he's heard so many players going towards upper.
Cray with the first, opens it up with the M4, looking to try and peel back a couple more scalps, but he can't get much else going for himself as he will go down. Bomb's about to be planted as well. Russ arrives on the scene, locked and loaded with the AWP in hand. Scoped in, over towards Oil, hoping for the push, but no one is going to force the face. The only man that's doing something a little bit cheeky is Surreal, playing close in the smoke, waiting for it to expose. It will fade slightly quicker for him, and then he should be able to get the peek, but it doesn't work out well. Struck down by Russ's AWP, and this is a Joey moment if I've ever seen one, Ben. You get those Mighty Max rounds. This is a Joey round.
They have a smoke. The smoke's gone down. Joey's still alive. Oh no, Max. You need to go, Max.
Off the ladder. He's been able to find a headshot towards Russ. Knife wildly spamming across for the Butcher Pete play. Mezzi is out of there. How has Max won this?
It needs an immediate replay on that one because his crosshair is nowhere near the player that's died.
The inaccuracy,
just because he's mid-air.
The inaccuracy of flying through the air has blessed him.
What? That's ridiculous. See, I'd be taking a pause right now if I was on the Endpoint side. Rush has got a revolver, by the way, so keep an eye on that one. But that's... Oh, they've been blessed right there. Yeah, there was a lot of overzealous peaks on that, but they have been blessed.
No, yeah, that was literally a round from the heavens that had been gifted the Max in the last few moments. Oh, Russ gets the kill with a revolver! The Wild Wild West Jim West Desperado Rough Rider. No, you don't want none of this, Ben. Brother running this. He be gunning this. Buffalo Soldier, look, it's like I told you. He's taken them down. Eventually will forward. Things return a little bit towards normality, though, as we are into a 1 versus 2. King Mezzi just loaded with a P250 in hand as he makes his move back over towards Ivy and tries to dash his way out of there for the backstab play. Robin and Mighty Max, a a ludicrous duo that are left alive on the side of Endpoint. They do have the bomb. Smoking over towards Ivy as well as they'll push through. They could just go for the B play here as well, which they will.
Yeah, that is the safer of the two. Mezzy can actually gather some weapons here, though. Did they? I was going to say, did they drop an AWP? But I don't think Joey had one for this one, did he? So it would be like at most an SG. So EK there. They're buying next round regardless on the Vexed side. So he's actually going to go for it because they are buying next regardless. He has no kit, no armor. So this is going to be it's going to be very difficult. That plant as well. He should see the plant and then immediately think, yeah, maybe not. But he's actually going to keep advancing. Yeah, a bit of a...
Yeah.
Expecting a bit, really. Right, this is the big one. Right, yeah. This is the big one. We're going on the big one.
This really does turn the side. This is where things get into a toughie, Ben. I believe this is going to be a toughie.
Yes, Jackie.
I love it. Right, 13-11. Endpoint. So much to be done in this round. The same could be said for Vex, though. They could actually keep themselves alive here.
Surreal's on a deagle for this as well, bear in mind. Because of how poor the actual finances were, obviously 2 players survive, 2 of them drop, 3rd player misses out if they're not able to get something decent. He values those grenades a lot based on this. Like, how often do we see normally a player would go Galil on like a single grenade, right? I'm not sure if Joey heard the scope. Because I most certainly did on his POV, but I'm not sure. Sometimes it feels like I've got hypersonic hearing in Spectate. So... Let's see then. A lot of grenades being used.
Yeah, 2 mollies and the flash to allow him to push out. Russ, he wasn't blind, but he misses the shot. Luckily, gets the follow-up off. And in the meantime, Adam's been able to absolutely pop off. 2 frags picked up. There's the 3rd thrown into the mix as Crucial goes down. Joey liquidated, Ben. And it is all on Mighty Max. A round that was needed for Vex. Seems like it should be clutched out. Max popping heads as he finds the first. Switches out towards the Krieg. Swings! Nearly! It was so close to being a Max round.
You could feel it in your fingers.
I could feel it in my toes.
Mighty Max all around is in a 1v5, nearly getting all of it, but not quite there. So Endpoint actually needs to eco one. Although you've got 2 players on less than 2k as well, it's a really awkward situation to be in. I guess Robin and Surreal, they kind of have to accept, we'll buy next, but it will not be a good buy. I mean, Surreal's just had that anyway, so he's not too dazed by that. But I guess, how does Adam get 2 kills at A main and no trade available? Like, Russ got caught off guard. Oh, hang on. Cray?
Cray?
This is an awkward scenario.
Oh my god, taking a famous fight from startling heights there as he gets a 2k. Adam with the response on the M4 as well, blowing them all to bits as they're all going to fall to pieces. And it is tied. 13-13. We said this would be the one to watch, and they are putting on a show for us tonight.
I wonder how many times we've had the score actually tie up.
Throughout the series, yeah.
This single game, I think it's probably tied up 4 or 5 times, which is an awful lot. And a pause comes in right then, so whichever team called that pause, truly taking advantage of how the system works. You've got that 20 seconds freeze time, haven't you? You call the pause when it's going to the last 2 seconds. You get an extra 20 seconds and a freeze time on the other side.
That's got to be an Endpoint pause, right? Vex pause again. Is that their 3rd pause so far?
Yeah, it's very much a composure one, right? They should understand the situation. Look at the loss bonus. Consider one of them had a deagle on the last Baron that Endpoint had anyway. So you've probably got another player on there, which we do. Robin, he has a deagle only.
Now, it's also a matter of the fact that... Have we got an AK drop for Robin? No. So with the cash they had, Robin is just delegated down to a deagle.
Same thing as that last
2 Kriegs and 2 AKs, yeah.
So let's see how that one goes then. I think the main thing is the 2 SGs, right? And the concern is, Vex win the round, Endpoint needs to eco, and they're basically guaranteed match point. Endpoint win the round, Vex can eco 1, and then Vex would actually just force into it, really, wouldn't they? Otherwise, they give up match point. So this round's incredibly, important right now. That's why it's a lot slower compared to the previous. Because Endpoint were very hasty on that last buy round. Like, they got to the end of Alley and immediately went gung-ho. Here it comes, though.
Well, there's the smokes into sight to block off the line of sight. Adam up close and personal. Not able to do too much with the M4, though, as he's not going to be breathing anymore. Struck down There is a trade back from Link. Link trying to relive the absolute madness he was displaying on his T side, but it wasn't meant to be done. And it is all crumbled away to dust, Ben. It is just on Cray in a 1 versus 4. Surely you just save this. Get out of there. Don't lose the kit. Yeah.
Mezzy doesn't have the money for a buy next. I think the loss bonus on 1900. I'm not entirely sure. It'll be 14 or 19. I don't think it's any more than that. So if he saves, the guarantee is at the least FAMAS. Look at Mezzy. And then everybody else will have to buy themselves. But the big thing there, though, crucial, that peak he had, getting the double kill there, changed everything. And as soon as they got those 2 kills, you could see the swarm. Like, the rotate came in through Z. No chance on that. Max might actually have a chance at killing Cray if he goes down the stairs, but he doesn't actually choose to go that way.
Yeah, not risking it. Just getting back towards Ivy.
Yeah, look at the money. So Mezzy needs a drop. Like 100%. Cray needs to pass him a FAMAS, scout, whatever he wants in this scenario. I'd imagine a FAMAS, right? Because he can get full nades if he drops him in FAMAS. Oh, an M4's been dropped. Okay. So Adam actually chose to buy an M4 for Mezzy and have Mezzy trade up to the FAMAS for Adam. So that's Adam was really showing, I trust you to have the M4 more than I. You've got the firepower to use it. This is yours. I guess the main thing here as well is the amount of nades Vexed have, compared to the previous especially. So it is going to be a lot more who can land the headshots.
Nade thrown out. HE's going to slice off a small sliver of health from Surreal. But they are setting up over towards B. The only man that's lurking right now is Robin, back over towards main. Now starting to speed things up as he makes his push back over. They are pushed deep in towards main as well, so they're going to hear this and know that there is a backstabber foot. Cray caught off with the timing as he just wasn't ready for the backstab, trying to focus on 2 angles at once. Mezzy.
Thomas gets that kill.
Oh, if he got the frag, maybe there could have been more to be done. Instead, though, it's all falling to pieces, Ben. This is an awful situation to be left in. The 15th round should surely be going the way of Endpoint, although on the retake, they're starting to make a meal out of it. 3 versus 2, but Robin's on 10 HP. Adam and Russ remain. 1 flashbang between both of these CT boys. Drops down and is left lifeless by Surreal. Russ has to get out of there. There is no point throwing that AWP away into the wind.
Yeah, he did hear the player come closer. Ooh. Oh, this can be very tense. Russ should get this kill, but he doesn't.
What?
Oh, the body hurt.
The body hurt from Surreal. My goodness.
Match point and a pause. Safe to assume it would be a Vex pause typically, but honestly, either team could go for the pause. Yeah, I was going to say. It's pretty much a given. It could go either way. Match point for both, well, match point for Endpoint. Just look at the buy Vex will come out with. Like Adam's already showing what the high end of it would be.
It's bad. Like, it's so restricted in what they've actually got to work with. Got the MP9 there for Adam, Scout for Russ. I mean, maybe there's a chance for some tags, and the rest it seems like it's just going to be Deeg City. Basically, a fancy deco for what could be the last round of the game.
Yeah. So let's see. So Thomas and Link, obviously, since that early escapade, they both kind of slowed down in terms of the kill total, but it's still, 1 round guarantees from them. Oh. Ooh. That's probably the first time we've seen that battle be taken.
I think it actually is. Oh, there's the tag as well from Crucial, as he's going to be able to do a little bit of splash damage back on towards Link and then finish him off with the sidearm, the CZ to leave him C dead. Now back into a 5 versus 3. Not too much left on the board for Vexed. It's a matter of time, really, it seems like, unless some unreal play can come through. There's one from Mezzy. That's definitely a start. But what more is left in the tank? Doesn't overstep the boundaries either. If he pushed that, he would have been running straight into Crucial.
You can see the way this round's been set up, though. Like, Adam is screaming, it's probably going to be a B, I'll cover behind it. But then after that smoke on A, he's changed his mind.
Oh,
they're going to walk up. Oh no, Max is actually clearing this way.
He gets the frag then. He can upgrade to the AK. He's got the Molotov as well, but he needs to drop it down soon. You're running straight into Crucial. Scoped at where you're coming from.
They
And
knew
now
Mezzi
they
was
want to make their
alley.
move back towards the A site. Mezzi, Deagle in hand. Instead, actually, they are going for B. They're fully committing to this now. They've left through connector. Mezzi's allowed to walk in. He would need to find one player straight away, and they're all grouping up. He needs an actual gun. It can't be done with a Deagle, and it can't be done at all. Thomas will finish in with the Krieg, and that is it. Good night for Vex as they are put to bed in the final few rounds. A tight game, but Endpoint walking away as the